We are deep into the holiday season, but COVID is not letting up. And there were also a couple other big stories on your mind this week. I'm Matanane, and here's your trend spotting report. We'll start with COVID, where cases continue to climb. Since we last met, we lost 10 more Guamanians to the virus. So, as of Friday morning, we were up to 111 COVID-19 related fatalities. And just before we carved the turkey this week, Public Health sent out a strong reminder to adhere to COVID-19 directives. The agency announced violators could be fined upwards of $1,000 for ignoring the social distancing mandates, which includes the number of people you can celebrate the holidays with. The fines apply to both individuals and businesses and will be handled through the Superior Court's Traffic Division. So, like your speeding ticket, you also can challenge your fine. Here's what you thought of the penalties. On Facebook, Stephen Linnell says, violating our First Amendment right. Here comes a lawsuit. Public Health and GPD can't enter a private residence without the owner's consent. Jin730 Mark says, whack, just like your PCOR 1 or 1.5 or whatevers. And AOKid671 adds, well, if COVID was really serious, everything wouldn't be opening up, now would it? And this week, our Andy Wheeler shared his thoughts on why we need to follow the public health directives, especially during the holidays. Andy is struggling with a disease that's left him without functioning kidneys.
We just need to take a second to think about those we might affect by gathering in large numbers, by not practicing physical distancing, by not wearing our masks. Because if I get this, it will very, very likely end very badly for me, at least putting me in the hospital with serious conditions. I may look healthy, I'm pretty slim, I look physically fit, but I'm very vulnerable. So there are those in your life that you love, that you hold dear, that also might be vulnerable.
Here are some of your comments. Nancy Villanueva says, I see just an ordinary guy here speaking from his heart. May you, Andy, let your sickness lead you to God. He's what we all need right now. Sarah Jesus says, prayers to you, Andy, and thank you for reminding us to keep safe and follow the guidelines in keeping distance from others and family, even if it's hard. But that's what we all need to do. God bless you and your family. Stepping away from COVID and back to the courts, Mark Torrey Jr. was found not guilty of negligent homicide in the 2015 shooting death of Guam Police Department Sergeant Albert Piolo. This was the second trial for the former police officer who was convicted in 2017. Mark Torrey Jr. asserted in both trials he had an alcoholic blackout and that Piolo, better known as Bert, shot himself. Torrey's first homicide conviction overturned after his attorney argued body cam footage should not have been allowed in trial. Torrey responded to the verdict this week with his attorney, Jay Areola.
I'm overwhelmed, very thankful, very appreciative of all the support over 5 years. Thank you.
We want to thank the jury to have sat through this long trial all these days through a pandemic with concerns about their family and their loved ones at home. They really showed that the system works.
But there was no justice for Piolo's family.
We're not satisfied with this result. The verdict is so unfair. My son lost his life, he's pleading his life. And the verdict returned not guilty. What about his firearms? He owns the firearms. It's registered to him. My God. What kind of justice is this?
Piolo was shot with Torrey's firearm, and during a 911 call played back in court, Piolo had said, quote, he shot me, unquote. We took a poll and asked if you agreed with the jury. Just 10% of you said yes, while an overwhelming 90% of you did not agree with the verdict. Now let's hear some of your comments. Lorena again says, how can he sleep at night? If justice can't be served, then karma will take place. Only the Lord knows what happened that night. Jacob Loss adding, it's a sad day for the Piolo family and Guam residents. Again, our justice system failed us huge. Arlene Lazama says, unbelievable. This news makes me more sad and angry. Salgrecia says, sad that he is getting away with murder. Prayers to Officer Piolo's family for their great loss and the injustice of our justice system. Before we part, there are two big holiday events you've got to check out with us. This Sunday, KUAM is celebrating our third annual Christmas Pops Holiday Shopping Fair, and we are doing it virtually. At 11 a.m. November 29th, catch our live stream on the KUAM News Facebook page to see our lineup of local vendors. Then check out KUAMChristmasPops.com and shop till you drop. And on December 1st, this coming Tuesday, it's Giving Tuesday. You're invited to come on down to our Harmon station for our donation drive-thru. Bring canned goods and toys to help support needy families through the Salvation Army this Christmas. We're going to have live entertainment while you help us celebrate the season of giving, so come through.
Despite the tough stories this week, it feels great to leave on a good note. So we hope that you'll tune in on Sunday for Christmas Pops and swing by for Giving Tuesday next week. Until next time, adjust!